Welcome, everyone. You have now entered the Watch Me Soar After Party, powered by OIC of America and backed by an entire network who are out in our communities serving our people. Thank you to everybody who joined us. I am so happy to be here with you. My name is Letitia Crippen. I am the Senior Program Manager here at OIC of America, and I am so thrilled that we were able to put on this special event to highlight our participants in our SOAR program who have accomplished more than we ever could imagine. And I want to give everyone just a little bit of background about our organization, the program, before we get started. But today we have DJ Diamond Cuts on the ones and twos. We have Mark Lamont Hill, Dr. Mark Lamont Hill. We have Marvin Dew, Crystal Pereira from Philadelphia OIC and Wilson OIC. We got the Bull Bay, Chill Moody, bringing us some real awesome live performances to inspire everyone. And then lastly, we're going to close out with our discussion with the wonderful, most powerful Mr. Dr. Yusuf Salam. And so I am so thrilled. We have a special treat for you at the end as well. So stay with us, hang out. If you got a meeting, come back, right? You can leave the live stream open on your phone. And really, we want you to take so much from today and give energy to our participants who have successfully completed the program. So who are we? OIC of America, we are a national organization, nonprofit organization. We have over 30 affiliates across the entire country who are serving their communities in various different ways. We have affiliates from as far as Portland, Oregon, all the way down to Miami, Florida. And what we do at OIC of America is that we provide them with an amazing program called SOAR, and it stands for Skills and Opportunities and Achievement for Responsibility. And basically, this program is a program for returning citizens, those who've been touched by the justice system, formerly incarcerated, coming home, and we help them help themselves. We make sure that they get all the job training, life skills, and supports that they need to integrate back into society and really take care of their families and take care of themselves, and more importantly, give them inspiration and hope to be their best self. So we're really excited about the accomplishments of this program. Throughout the afternoon, we'll give you some highlights of some of the things that we've been able to accomplish. But I've said enough. We are going into our first part of today. We're here to have fun, okay? We're here to have a good time. We said after party, right? So we're going to party because a lot of our participants graduated. And so I want to bring on our first guest. This young lady is such an inspiration to me and so many other people. DJ Diamond Cuts. Let me tell you who this wonderful, wonderful woman is. She is Philly native, all right? From Philadelphia, aspiring DJ, really climbed the ladder in the music industry. And Diamond Cuts was one of the first official official tour DJs for Jive Records. She started touring with Little Mama and Nicki Minaj, and was on tour with Chris Brown, and held down her own slot on Power 99 FM here in Philadelphia, which is one of the largest radio markets in the country. And this young lady has accomplished so much. She was awarded the DJ Jazzy Joyce Award at the second annual Beverly Bond Black Girl Rock Award. We all know Black Girls Rock, and this Black girl absolutely rocks. So DJ Diamond Cuts, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And hi to everybody that's in here. We're going to have a good time today.
We're going to have a good time, okay? So first game, we are playing Guess That Track, okay? There are rules, but the good news is that I'm going to be giving away some awesome gifts and prizes. Okay. I really have them. I'm not styling. I got gift cards. Okay. I got Bose speakers over here, and I got the cool little case to put them in. I got Apple AirPods. Okay. This is some real stuff, guys. We're going to have a good time. We're going to give away some prizes. And so let me go over the rules of the game for you. Okay. Rule number 1, there's going to be 3 rounds, okay? There's 3 winners in each round. So I have 9 things to give away, okay? DJ Diamond Cut, she's going to spin 5 seconds of a track. Only 5, y'all, so you got to listen, okay? Turn up your phones. To win, you have to be the first person to comment on Facebook or YouTube, however you're joining us today. You have to put both the song title and the artist. Song title and the artist. If you were right, and you're the first person that shows up on our end, your name's going to show up on the screen and you won. Congratulations. But to claim your prize, you will have to text your full name and your address, because I need to know where to ship it to 484-301-0201. Again, that's 484-301-0201. We'll put it on the screen. No need for you to have to remember. Let's get into this game, Diamond, because I am ready to give away some of these prizes.
All right, you ready?
Ready. Okay. So I know the song, but I don't know like the name of the song. And I don't even know if I know the artist, but I know what they be saying. Who has the answer?
Let's see.
Drum roll. Okay. Mike Nice, the box, Roddy Rich. Okay. Is that right, Diamond? Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, you got it. Woo! Okay, Mike. You have to text your full name and shipping address to that number on the screen, 484-301-0201. Congratulations, Mike. And Mike, you got to let me know what prize you want, okay? You got to tell me if it's the gift card, if it's the Bose speaker, if it's the AirPods. I got OIC prize packs that's coming along with it. So you tell us what you want in that message. Awesome. All right, good. Round two. Let's see.
Ready?
Let's go.
Give you a little bit more time.
Hey.
See if y'all know this one. I made that one a little more trickier too.
I can tell. Like, obviously, I'm not that good at this stuff because I can't even think. It's like I know, but I can't put my finger on it. Okay, let's see who knows the answer. I'm waiting for it to come in the chat. Okay, first the name of the artist and the name of the track. Who knows it? I don't know. You might have stumped him on this one. You might have stumped him. Hey, nope.
All right, let's go to the next option.
Okay, next round. Let's see.
You know everybody been waiting on that, baby.
Okay, I know who the artist is. Now she gave y'all a little bit more on that.
Yeah, because I made it hard the first time. I made it a little bit easier the second time. Y'all, I know y'all got this one. I know
y'all got this one. He said his name in the track. Okay, Jasmine. Shout out to Jasmine.
Yeah.
That's right, Diamond? That's right. Awesome job, Jasmine. Text us, okay? The number's going to show up on the screen, 484-201. I'm trying to remember it, but I think I got it, but I'm not sure. 0201. It's going to come up on the screen. Make sure. There we go. 484-301-0201. You got to text us your name, where to send it, and what prize you want. I got the AirPods, $100, okay, and a Bose speaker with the case. Because I like to keep it cute, y'all. Y'all can't be walking around with the Bose speaker without the case. I got the case too. All right. Okay, so round three, we're doing good.
Let's go.
I'm that, yeah. Been that, still that. Will forever be that.
Come on now. I know y'all know this one.
Now, everybody should know this one. I should see some stuff flooding up in here. If you don't know this song, I don't know what rock you crawl from up under. But this is, for my TikTok users, this is completely played out on TikTok. So I see some stuff in the chat. It's really interesting. Someone said, okay, we got to win. Giovanna's my girl. Shout out to Giovanna.
Yes.
Okay.
And with the feature too. She did the main artist and the feature artist. I know that's right.
And the feature. Thank you. Congratulations, Giovanna. Shout out to Chester County OIC. Shout out to Philadelphia OIC. Text us, Giovanna. I know where you are, but you got to let us know what prize you want. Put your first and last name and the address you want us to send your prize to, and we will make sure we get it to you. So awesome. Yo, that was fun. I had fun with that. I like how you stumped this, Diamond. I like that. So thank you to everybody who participated in this first round of prizes. I have more prizes. I have gift cards, speakers, all kinds of stuff. I got OIC prize packs. It's got all kinds of t-shirts and cool things in there. So we're going to give out some more prizes. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break. I want you to check out this performing artist coming up, the Bull Bay. He keeps it 100% honest. Love what he's doing out there. Check out this next. And Diamond, you're going to hold me down in the back, right?
Yeah. I'll be here.
Awesome. We'll be right back, y'all. Check this out.
Yeah, let's get right to it. All right, here we go. Hey, I was on tour with a few dates. Came up short but a bit late. I whipped down like 4 or 5 mixtapes. So dope, man, look at the wrist game. Think that my brother's not an inmate. That's not culture, homie, that's just clickbait. Since the 5th grade, I have my fist raised. I'm on the ass, so we just like... Watch your body language. We don't care what your lips said. I'm from the city that'll let you know if you a... The city of pessimism. Grandma must love religion. One hand on the Bible, the other hand on the television. Who raised you? To whoever who pays you, make sure the ones that you look up to ain't the ones that you pray to. They like, damn man, you rap too much. Give me something groovy, babe. I called out of work. I ain't got nothing to do today. Look, I don't think that I'm stable. They don't think that I'm able. They just want me to get lost, get killed. They just think that I'm able. Ooh, but you know I got that day glow. And your wife, he does when I say so. And all these haters know they love my music, but they just can't wait to say no. I don't get it, man. Why they hate? I don't know. 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 Why they hate? Why they hate? Oh man, goddamn, let's get it. Yeah, why they hating? I don't know. 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 Why they hating? Why they hating? Oh man, goddamn, let's get it. Yeah. Just touchdown live, Philadelphia. It's the Bull Bay, the one and only. All right, here we go. Yeah. Look, praise the Lord, I'm the boy that they hated on, making amazing songs. I'm no savage on, and no capers on. I still got the sauce, I can't shake it off. Still in the kitchen with the apron on. Notice the difference of a hating boy. They got that big smile when it's painted on, and it throws me off. Yeah, I know, I was home by myself. No team had to plot it out. No hate, no fear. Nah, dog, man, that's not allowed. And you know I had it bottled up, so you know I had to pop the top. Found a mirror, then I told myself, one day my show's gonna be sold out and so loud. Gotta come up, gotta take so long. Oh yeah, it's so down and so loud. Gotta come up, gotta take so long. Why they hate? I don't know. why they hate. I don't know 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 why they hate. Why they hate. Oh man, goddamn, let's get it. Yep.
Yes. Shout out to the Bull Bay. Follow him at the Bull Bay. For those of you who don't know, bull, that's Philly slang. That's Philly slang. You know, it's like boy, but we don't say boy. We say bull. That bull, you know. So shout out to him. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing out here for the music industry in Philadelphia and really inspiring everybody to be the best selves. So, quick break. I hope you guys had to, you know, do what you had to do. You back. We are playing this game, y'all, and I need y'all to really pay attention. DJ Diamond Cuts, where you at? You still got me? Okay.
Yep. And listen, you know what? Because they didn't get one of the songs that I made a little tricky, I'm gonna make it a little easier for y'all to play it from a different part of the song. All right.
All right. All right.
Let's do it.
They need a little help. Let's go.
Now, if y'all don't get that, I don't know.
If you don't get it,
come on.
I'm taking one of these. Look, I'm gonna give you one of these prizes, Diamond. I'm gonna take one of these prizes. If you can't get this one, okay? Okay. Oh, we got people. Okay. Bussy.
There we go. That's it.
That's it. All right. There we go. Awesome. Congratulations. Text us 484-301-0201. Let us know what you want for your prize. We still have Visa gift cards. We got Bose speakers. And I got one Apple AirPod. So let us know what you're looking for. We'll make sure we send it to you. Thank you so much for playing. Next one. You got this one. This one, I don't know. This one, I'm going to let you do your thing, Diamond Cuts. Do your thing.
Let's go.
I'm drowning.
Hey, Karma Chris. Drowning a boogie with the hoodie.
Hey.
Congratulations. I love a boogie with the hoodie. Okay. I love that song. Also, so look, text us 484-301-0201. Let us know what you want. We'll make sure we send it to you. We need your name, full name, and your address. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is the last round. This is the last round. This is the last round. This is the last chance in this round. But we're going to have one more round later on. What you got, Diamond Cuts?
Let's go.
I'm not your friend or anything. Damn, you think that you're the man. I think therefore I am.
Let's see it.
You got me. I have no idea. Who knows? Who knows that artist and who knows that song? Because I don't. I told you I was bringing real professionals to this event, guys. DJ Diamond Cuts is the real deal, okay? You're talking about touring with Nicki Minaj and Chris Brown and, you know, Black Girls Rock. This is real. This is a real challenge here. Let's see. Okay.
Nobody?
Over there. I don't know. I see some stuff in the chat, but I don't know the answer. So I need, okay. Myra.
Yes.
Okay, Yaisha. Therefore I Am by Billie Eilish. You know what? I just started really paying attention to this Billie Eilish girl. I like her stuff. It's real good stuff. Congratulations. Awesome. Texas, Yaisha. Shout out to Portland, OIC. Portland, Oregon, SOAR program. Send us your name, your address to 484-301-0201, and we'll make sure we get you your prize that you select. Tell me what you want, and an OIC prize pack. That was fun. Thank you, Diamond Cuts. Thank you. That was good.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So look, we are going to pivot a little bit. All right. We're going to go into the next portion of our event, which I'm just getting chills thinking about what special treat I have up for you guys next. So before we get into that, we have a quick video we want you to watch. Check this out and we'll be right back.
My name is Crystal Perea, and I will soar. Before rolling into SOAR, some of the challenges that I faced was I was practically homeless because I was living on my girlfriend's couch. You can stay at somebody's house for so many days and it's all cool, and then after like the 2 weeks, everybody's giving you the side eye. So I was practically homeless because I was like going from couch to couch. I was also having issues with going in and out of jail because I kept violating my probation. SOAR staff helped me with a lot. As in life skills and workforce skills, but one of the main things that I'm really grateful for the SOAR program helping me with was learning how to cope with my trauma, because I had a lot of trauma that I didn't realize was trauma before, so not knowing how to cope with it and how to deal with it was very detrimental to my personal growth, my professional growth. So I was kind of standing in the way of myself because I didn't know how to deal with it. So when I came to the SOAR program, I already said that my attitude was nonchalant because I thought it was going to be like any other program, but we had a trauma-informed workshop one time led by one of the case managers here, and it was a different atmosphere when it's your case manager giving the workshop, and I just felt like every point he hit was like directed towards me, even though I was in a room full of other people who were probably also connecting the same way. So when I learned how to deal with my trauma, now I get myself out of situations that could be way worse. I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't because of the work of the SOAR staff and the patience that they had with me, because I was very stubborn in the beginning. I'm gonna keep saying that I didn't want to be here. I was just here because my probation officer told me to come here. But what really changed, what really shifted my attitude was my case manager believed in me more than I believed in myself. So when I saw that, it was like, wow, a stranger is telling me that I can do this and I have the potential to do this. And then my case manager would just point out like things that I do really well that I didn't acknowledge that I did really well. So when I saw that, it was like, wow, somebody really cares about me and they don't even know me. So for me to turn my life around was to acknowledge that I can't stay comfortable in the position that I am because I'm never going to level up. I'm going to stay at the same level where I'm at. So once I start to get out of my comfort zone and feel uncomfortable, then I feel like, okay, I need to start reaching for more. So coming out of my comfort zone was really a very important part of my growth and progress in the SOAR program, because I was so comfortable with where I was at. I was very comfortable with just making minimum wage whenever I did have a job. I was comfortable with going in and out of jail because I knew the COs all the time. They showed me love every time I come in. I was comfortable with living on the couch, So I had to get put in uncomfortable situations like mock interviews. I've never really interviewed for a real job, so being put in a mock uncomfortable situation prepared me to be in the real situation to be where I am now. Now that I've concluded the program, I'm most proud of the person who I am today. And what I mean by that is I am financially stable, I am independent, and I have gained some very, very valuable skills that I use at home, I use at work, and I'm able to just be me, and I'm not afraid of being put in uncomfortable situations. I'm not afraid if I'm going to eat tomorrow or not because I have a stable home with a stable job, with a refrigerator in my house full of food. I'm not afraid of going to an interview and being asked a criminal justice question because I know how to answer it now. I'm most proud that I can say that I have turned into a young woman instead of that person that I was 2 years ago when I joined the SOAR program. I was just a participant with no house, no job, pretty much nothing. And now I have everything that I want in my reach, and I have more goals for myself. If you asked me 2 years ago, what do you work in or what do you want to be, I would have said, I don't know, maybe a minimum wage job. If you ask me now, I can tell you that I want to be a program manager for a nonprofit that helps, young adults with criminal backgrounds. I would probably say that, I'm in school now being in school, basically being in school, having a job, and having my own place seems so unrealistic to me that when I think about it now, it kind of makes me like, I smile every time. So whenever I think about my life 2 years ago and my life now, it's just like, I wish I could make a movie about it because it will be a hit.
Yes, it will be a hit, Crystal. Y'all show Crystal some love in the chat, y'all. I just get chills. I get chills when I'm around Crystal, period. Okay. And watching that and watching her share her story and the things that she's proud of just really, really reminds all of us why we're here, for the practitioners that's in the room, those who are really serving the community. It's a real reminder of why we do what we do. And so that is a great lead in to our next segment for today. Our next segment, we are going to really get into some conversation around our practitioners, those who work on our staff for the SOAR program, and really talk about some of the things that they had to overcome and what it really takes to run a successful program. We have joining us today Mr. Marvin Dew from Wilson OIC. He is our program manager for SOAR at that location. And we also have the one and only Crystal joining us today. So join me, show them some energy in the chat, and welcome Marvin and Crystal to our discussion. Hey, Marvin. Hey, Crystal.
Hey.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us. So we have a lot of things to cover, very little time. One of the first things I want people to get from this dialogue is to understand your journey, okay? Because I believe that it is so impactful and inspirational to me every day. And then I want to really sink our teeth into what you're accomplishing now and thinking about what you're doing to help our participants. So I want to start with you, Marvin. Marvin is in Wilson OIC, North Carolina, and he is our program manager there. And so, Marvin, can you share with us a little bit about how you found SOAR or OIC and what brought you to this program?
I'm originally from Newark, New Jersey. I've been living here in Wilson for about 5.5 years. I came here to Wilson to kind of push the restart button on my life, try to turn my life around. So I came here, I went to the community college and tried to open up my own heating and air place because it's hot down here. I never realized it's a different kind of heat down here. So I went to the college and went there, and they would see me talking to a lot of the young guys, you know, trying to deter them from the streets and everything. And they said, "Why don't you apply for this mentoring job over here?" So honestly, I had to Google what mentoring was. I didn't know what. So after I applied for the job, it was $7.25 an hour, and they was only giving me 10 hours a week. So it wasn't really about the money, but I didn't have no job and I was already in the school, so I just took it. So they asked me to speak at this Black History program that they was giving at the college based on the movie 13. I spoke, I gave them my spill on, you know, where I came from, me being an ex-offender and everything, and the trials that I had to overcome to get to where I was today. And just so happened, somebody from OIC was in the audience.
Hey.
And afterwards, he offered me a position. He said, "Hey, I want you to come speak to my director tomorrow, and make sure you dress the same way you dress today."
And Marvin stays sharp, y'all. Let me tell you, Marvin stays sharp. So that's not hard for him.
So yeah, I came over to OIC and I just gave him my spill, and they offered me a job as the van driver and the mentor. And they seen something else in me as time went, and then they trained me to be a case manager. And then they started training me, and I got into the data, and then they kept training me, and now I'm the program manager. Now tell me God ain't good.
Isn't he so amazing? Isn't
Yeah,
he so amazing? Shout out to Frankie, because Frankie was on you with making sure the data is right, and you are the best with data now.
thank you. I
So
appreciate that.
awesome. So from return, just mentor to program manager, I'm so proud of everything you've been able to accomplish. How about you, Crystal? Let's talk about your journey. How did you find OIC? And let's talk. I saved the good stuff from your video for now because people don't know what you're doing now. So share a little bit about your journey.
So as you guys heard in the interview, I heard about SOAR through my probation officer. I came in as a SOAR participant. I got put in the ambassador program where my case manager and program manager really taught me the basics on how to work in an office, all the SOAR basics. After that, I went on to be hired as a retention specialist because I guess, everybody saw what I didn't see in me. So when I became the retention specialist, I kind of started taking, more responsibility on leading workshops and contacting participants and things of that nature. Ended up having a whole caseload, and so I was doing some case management as well. From there, I just been leveling up, and now I'm still at Philly OIC. I am the admin coordinator, but I don't only do admin. I do a little bit of everything. So, yeah.
Awesome. You sure do, because I sure do have you on these sets now, right, Crystal?
Yeah.
My PA on some days. So awesome. So you both, I think it's amazing how you were impacted by the justice system, but now you're serving your community, giving back to your community, and helping people help themselves, people who, you should have a shared experience with. Oftentimes people think, oh, if I do this, I have to change who I am, and I'm not being true to myself. And this whole idea of reform has been somewhat has a negative connotation, if you will. So can we talk a little bit about what does reform mean to you, and how has that manifested in your own journey and staying true to yourself? How about you, Marvin?
Like being reformed, that's like a improvement, just improving yourself. So what you're looking at right now is the brand new version of Marvin Dew, a new, updated, improved, reformed version of Marvin Dew. So from where I came from, I done been to prison twice. I've been shot 8 times. I've learned how to walk again. So all of that, and to where I am today, it amazes me like how God just keeps showing me favor. So that's what kind of keep me grounded. Seeing the participants come in, and then me watching, like, it's real easy for me to be right back in that seat where they at. So that's like, that keep me grounded right there. Just seeing my blessings and seeing that I can be on the other side of the desk.
Awesome. It's you in this country, as a Black man, you one incident away that you have nothing to do with, and it could be a whole different situation for you. So I definitely hear you on that point. How about you, Crystal? You were in an interesting situation because you were a participant and graduated to staff while you were with your peers. So what does reform mean to you, and what message do you have to some of the participants or practitioners watching?
The message that I have to some of the participants or practitioners watching is that if I can do it, you can do it as well. I've been through some unbelievable situations, some situations where, like I said earlier, if I could make a movie, it would be a hit because it's this movie type situation. I'm really grateful, and I'm going to piggyback off what Marvin was saying, that what keeps him grounded is his blessings. And, I'm very blessed to be where I am now, and I'm very blessed to have found this program. So my message to the youth is take advantage of all the resources and opportunities that are coming your way, because I had plenty of opportunities before I came to SOAR, but I guess I just wasn't at the right space and the right time to embrace those opportunities and take advantage of those resources.
Awesome. So when you all have kind of, I like to say, you change how you move, right? What are some of the things that you did to stay true to the individual that you are?
I can go first. I guess. It wasn't really, so the way I changed how I moved was changing my surroundings. I know that, places I used to hang out was not the best scenario for me. Certain people I used to hang out with were not the best people for me. So, but I stayed true to myself by reminding myself like what my goals are and where I want to be. If, I spoke about being in uncomfortable situations. Sometimes you got to be uncomfortable to make it far. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You get that's when you grow the most, is when you're in an uncomfortable situation.
Absolutely.
I want to pivot to one of my last questions around managing your mood, anger. I think this is one thing that a lot of our participants struggle with due to the unnecessary trauma that they had to experience through their lives. What are some of the things that you tell your participants about how to really be in tune with your emotions and really manage that anger that is rightfully so there?
Yeah.
I think the first step of managing your trauma is acknowledging it. A lot of people are put in weird situations that they feel like is normal, and it's not normal. They feel certain feelings that's not normal, and they feel like it's normal because it's been going on all their life. So I think the first step is to acknowledge the trauma and, explore different options and which option is best for you to manage with it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Crystal said. And just to add on to it, you really got to be patient with yourself. You got years of built up anger in you, and it just don't go away just from taking a class or two. So you got to be patient with yourself and just give yourself time to kind of stop, think, and just kind of weigh the options. So that's what I do. I still do to this day, because I was hot headed, and I sometimes I just got to sit back and think like, and then I think about all the calls that I get from people that's never ever coming home. So I just be like, oh no, we gonna figure out another way, because I'm not gonna be calling nobody collect no more.
Yeah. Awesome. So, before we wrap up, is there any last words that you want to give to those who are watching us today? We have such a wide range of people who are serving just like you, people who are current participants, people who are thinking about joining the program, and know someone who needs the program themselves. What message do you have for them? I'll let you take this one first, Crystal.
My message to everyone watching, first of all, for future participants, if you're thinking about it, you should go for it because you're thinking about it for a reason. For other staff on here, nonprofit staff, human services staff, remember why you got the job and why you're in the field that you're in now. It's individuals because of me that I'm here. I am where I am because of individuals like you. So thank you. I know a lot of SOAR staff are also watching across the affiliates, Philly OIC staff. I just want to thank you guys for helping me out. I want to thank OIC of America and also my family who's watching. Thank you guys for helping me get to where I am now.
Awesome. How about you? Last words, Marvin?
Last words, believe in yourself, believe in God. Trust that God gonna open the right doors at the right time for you, but you gotta apply yourself. You gotta put away the past and look forward.
Awesome. Fabulous last words. Thank you both. I am so proud of you. I know you're tired of me asking you doing stuff, but I am just like, you guys are my babies. Okay. I love you. Thank you so much for everything that you do for your community. Thank you for everything that you do for the program. Thank you for representing yourselves and your families well. If anybody has any other questions or they want to reach out to Marvin and Crystal, you can always email OIC of America at info@oicofamerica.org, and we'll make sure we get that question to them. I'm going to let you all go because you want to be able to enjoy this. Crystal Alves, obviously, as a graduate yourself. So thank you so much, and you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
All right. Y'all showed him some love in the chat. That was just, I just get so many loves and chills. I think I'm late. I'm not on time. Somebody going to have to keep me in check. I'm watching. Shout out to Kaya in the background, keeping us on task. We're going to go into our next round. This is our last round of Guess That Track. Okay, guys. So I only had 3 more prizes left. Only got 3 more. All right. So DJ Diamond Cuts, where you at?
I'm right here.
So before we get into this game, I got to ask you this question because you from Philadelphia, you are climbing up the ladder in this industry. And I know as a woman, as a Black woman in the music industry, you've had your fair share of tough times. So is there something that someone told you to help you overcome a really challenging situation in your career that you want to share with us?
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, being a female, sometimes we're sensitive. We get sensitive and we take things to heart. And more importantly for me, when I got into situations, I try to shy away from, past trials and tribulations that I've gone through, as trying to get better in the industry as a DJ. And one of I would definitely call her a mentor of mine. She told me to not let that define my future. So that's something I always took with me. Like she was saying, that one bad situation was just that one bad situation, and don't let it follow you into the next opportunity that may come across, because it may not be, the same situation you had in the past. So I try to keep that with me all the time. And if something doesn't go right, it's okay. Just brush it off and we'll just keep it moving. And the next opportunity, the next situation will be better. So that's something that I took with her. Don't let your past trials and tribulations define your future.
Awesome. Yeah. I believe that wholeheartedly. Leave the past in the past. We look into the future.
Right.
Awesome. All right. Well, enough chit chat. Let's get into this next round. We got another track, another prize.
Let's go.
Black leather glove, no.
Gave y'all right there.
I know that one. I wish I could put it in the chat because I know that one. Okay. So I'm going to see what we got. Who comes in first? Whoever comes in first gets the prize. So we'll see who can guess it. But yeah, it's a really easy one.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, actually, you know what? It might not be that easy because he got so many songs and you don't know which one is called what.
Like, I know. That's why I let it kind of go into the verse a little bit, because the intros always sound nice, and the pianos and the synths and all of that. So I had to let it. They should know it though. Okay, we got one.
Okay, Giovanna won last time. Anthony, you got it. Anthony, you got it. Make sure you text us 484-301-0201. Tell us what you want as your prize as well. All right, Diamond, what you got for me next?
This is easy.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
I'm not even gonna play 5 seconds of that. They should know that.
But we are based in Philadelphia, OIC of America. The first OIC was in Philly. So we all Philly over here. But we got a SOAR program in Miami, North Carolina.
All right, I'll play it again.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
All right, who got it? Violet. Okay, Violet. Dreams and Nightmares by Meek. I'm going to take your typo. I'm going to accept your typo. Meek Mill. Shout out to Meek. Meek, holla at us. We bringing you next. All right, last round.
Here we go.
Perfect, you don't need no filter. Go just make them drop dead, you a killer. Shower you with all my attention.
All right.
Okay. Who got it? I think I know that one, but I'm not sure. But if it is who I think it is, he be making some good music. Like, I ain't gonna hold him. The songs are good. Okay, who we got? Y'all quiet over here. Okay, some people, y'all can't win twice. You can't win twice.
Here we go.
Mike, you won already. But no, take that down. Oh, look. Anthony Peterson. Justin Bieber attention. Is that right, Diamond?
That's right. It's right.
Okay. Hey. Congratulations. Awesome job, guys. Thank you so much to everybody who participated in this last round of Guess That Track. I'm just really, really excited about all the next things that we have in store for you all. But I got to let DJ Diamond Cuts do her thing. Okay. I got to let her roll. So look, we loved having you here. Go get your money, honey. But thank you so much. But before you go, you are now officially OIC family. Okay.
Yes.
So once you participate, you in the family, you can't get out. I'm just playing.
I'm stuck for life. I'm here for life.
Appreciate you. Love you, sis. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, y'all. All right. So that was Show Me Some Love. Tell me what you think. How you feeling about that last segment? That was some good stuff. We had a good time. Shout out to my OICs. I want to know who's in the building, who I got with us from the OIC family. Shout out your OIC, Chester County OIC. I know Portland OIC is in the house. Is Miami here? Let us know who's here. But as you all doing your roll call, I am really excited about some of the next things that we have coming down the pipe. Okay. You guys have no idea of how impactful this next guest has been to us. All right. So I don't want anybody to go anywhere. I want to make OIC of Washington. Okay. We got OIC. So I'm telling you, OICs all over the country. We have over 30 OICs all over the country doing the great work. Rocky Mount, shout out to Rocky Mount OIC. Rocky Mount OIC, for those of you who are in North Carolina, they run Rocky Mount. Okay, let me tell you, they have a whole health system dedicated to the community. Right now, they're making sure people get their COVID testing. They're helping with the vaccine administration. A lot of great things are happening at Rocky Mount OIC, and they have a phenomenal SOAR program. So shout out to the program manager, Shanithia Hansen, there at Rocky Mount OIC. So we have some great OICs in the house today. But another person that we have in the house is Mr. Dr. Mark Lamont Hill. Dr. Hill is one of the leading intellectual voices in this country. He's currently the host of BET News and Coffee and Books podcast. He is an award-winning journalist. He's co-authored 6 books, okay? He is the man, all right? He is teaching at supporting Temple University, held positions at Columbia University and Morehouse. And more importantly, he is an inspiration to me when we talk about the work and giving people a voice, speaking up for the people. So let me bring up our next guest, Mr. Dr. Mark Lamont Hill.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join us today.
Of course.
We have so much to talk about in so little time. I want to get right into who you are. I recognize that not everybody watches the news 24/7 like me. And I recognize that we have affiliates all over the country who are not from Philadelphia and may not know just how much of a staple you are in our community in this city. So, Dr. Hill, Mr. Mark, I don't know how I'm gonna address you, but I'm gonna
call me Mark. Just call me Mark. We good.
Mark, I'm a interchangeably use these terms, right? Tell us a little bit about your journey here in Philadelphia as a Black man, and you have, my friend, accomplished quite a few things. Let's talk about that journey and how you got here.
Yeah, it's like everybody's journey. It's a long and winding one. A lot of times people, when they ask you to come speak to groups or organizations, they want you to start with your success, and they say, well, tell them what you did, and so that they can do what you did, so they can be where you are. And I always say that's such a dishonest place to start. My failures are far more impactful and far more considerable than my successes. So I don't start from TV. I don't start from PhDs and fancy jobs. I think about what it meant to grow up in West Philly and in North Philly. We started off in Hunting Park, 12th on Luzerne. And I think about what it meant to be that young man who didn't know exactly what he wanted to do or who he wanted to be. And long before I was on TV, I was in love with basketball. And, I was a smart kid. I learned to read early. I did my work early. But then at some point, I got the basketball bug, and that's all I cared about. I majored in basketball, went to school for basketball, went to summer school because of basketball. And I didn't know what I wanted to be. I ended up going to Morehouse. And I had some basketball offers, ended up going to Morehouse, though, walking on the team, and eventually soon after dropping out. Basketball wasn't working out, and so life wasn't working out. Before I knew it, I was on the street in Atlanta. I was homeless. I was actually living in Lenox Mall train station. And it was tough. Those are the moments that I think about. That's where I began. And it's actually in that moment, in that space, that I learned a lot of the lessons that I take with me now and that I still hold on to now as I try to be successful in the world.
So, wow, that was, thank you for sharing that with us. When we talk about major obstacles, right? When we had a conversation with some of our participants earlier, they talked about all the things that they were able to overcome. And when you talk about homelessness, that is very common amongst the returning citizen population, the people that we serve, marginalized communities. So what was the catalyst? Like, is there something someone said to you or something that happened that kind of pulled you up out of that?
Yeah, there was, man. I remember one night I was Lenox Mall train station. I was sleeping there, and about, I don't know, it was late. It was like 1, 2 in the morning. I felt something hit me in my ribs, and I didn't wake up right away because I was used to people kicking me and throwing things at me and stuff like that. When you're homeless, all kinds of things happen to unhoused populations, and so eventually I woke up though, and it was the dude next to me. He was a war veteran, Vietnam War veteran, I believe in. He had been elbowing me in my ribs. And he said, "Wake up." And I said, "What's up, man? What you want?" And he was like, "Wake up." I said, "What?" He said, "You don't belong here." And I said, "What do you mean? You got someplace else for me to go?" I go anywhere. He's like, "No, that's not what I mean. You don't belong here." And at that moment, we had a conversation that I've returned to many times. That really changed my life. The first thing he said to me was, "How'd you get here?" I said, "Well, I dropped out." He said, "Did you talk to anybody about that before you dropped out?" I said, "Nah." He said, "You ain't asked nobody because you ain't want nobody to tell you no." So the first thing I learned was, find support, find a mentor, find someone who will listen to you. A lot of times the biggest mistakes we make are impulsive, right? You send that text that you can't give back. You send that email out that you wish you could unsend if you ain't got Gmail, and so you end up wishing that something different happened because you didn't take 10 seconds or 30 seconds or 60 seconds to just breathe. You make a rash decision because you didn't take a minute to let your anger and your ego subside. You do something wrong because you didn't ask a mentor who could have told you, "Look, you're going to make a mistake, but I made that mistake 20 years ago. I need you to make some new mistakes." So I had to do that. The next thing he told me, he said, "Be yourself." He said, "You're trying to live a life and be something that you don't have to be." I think about, even in the Nation of Islam doctrine, Elijah Muhammad was left with 6 words: accept your own and be yourself. The problem is it's hard to accept our own and be ourselves because the world is constantly telling us, that if you're Black, you got the wrong hips, you got the wrong lips, you got the wrong nose, you got the wrong religion, you got the wrong hair. So we're constantly taught what we're not. As Black men, we're taught that we're not supposed to be vulnerable. We're not supposed to have emotions. We're not supposed to show love. We're not supposed to be quality parents. We're not supposed to, all these things we're not supposed to be. And so from a little boy, we're told, no, you don't, boys shouldn't be poets. Oh no, boys shouldn't dance. Boys shouldn't do this. Boys shouldn't do that. And so you constantly unlearning things as you grow older of things that you were taught, or you're trying to unlearn stuff that you were taught that you're supposed to be. I got to be hard all the time. I got to be willing to fight all the time. I got to be a gangster. I got to be this. I got to be that. And so I got to have sex with every woman I meet. I got to do this. You know what I mean? And so it's hard to be yourself because the world is constantly telling us that ourselves is something different, right? I mean, imagine walking in a store and you want to buy clothes and you see the mannequin, and the mannequin is a size 0, right? Mm-hmm. Every time you look at that mannequin, it tells you, and it tells Black women and girls in particular that their bodies are wrong, because that's how the clothes supposed to look. That's how you look on somebody. That ain't how you look, right? You want to be a journalist. You look on TV. That ain't what news anchors look like. They all white, right? That ain't what presidents look like up until 2008. That ain't what presidents look like. They all so you end up not being able to have the kind of vision. So he said, "Be yourself." I said, "I want to be a professor." I didn't say it just like that, but I said, I want to lecture. I want to run around. And I said, he said, "Well, then be a professor." I said, but I dropped out. He said, "Then go back to school." I said, "It's gonna take too long." I said, "I'm old. I'm 19."
19 old.
Right. It's gonna take too long. He said, "How long is it gonna take?" I said, "Probably 10 years to get all the degrees and finish." He said, "Dummy, 10 years gonna go by anyway.
Anyway.
You just ain't gonna be a professor. Yeah, you just ain't gonna be a professor." I said, "I need to get a PhD." He said, 10 years gonna go by anyway. You just ain't gonna have a PhD. A lot of times our goals are preempted by ourselves and our lack of commitment to being disciplined and patient. And in this world, everything happens so fast. You get a Twitter. I can send you a tweet right now. I can send you a DM right now. I can watch a video on YouTube that just got made 10 seconds ago in China. Like, everything happens so fast. It ain't like back in my day with pen pals, right? And because everything happens so fast, a lot of times when it's time to be disciplined and patient, we say, "No, I don't want to do that education program. It's going to take 2 years. 2 years going to go by anyway. I don't want to do that drug counseling program because it's going to be 6 months out of my life. 6 months going to go by anyway. I want to be a lawyer, but it's going to take 7 years from now because I got to go to college and law school. 7 years going to go by anyway. You're just not going to be a lawyer." So we can't let time be the enemy of our dreams. And so at that moment, I said, "I want to go back." I said, "But if I go back, people are going to make fun of me. They're going to clown me. They're going to say, 'I told you so.'" I won't use the language he used, but let's just say he said, "Forget them." And he said, "Those people are not talking about you because they think you couldn't do it. They're talking about you because they knew you could." You see, the world is filled not just with jealous people, but with haters. Right? Jealous people are mad because jealous people want what you got. Haters is something else. They're a whole different species, right? The hater wants you to not have it. The hater is mad that you got it. They're not just that they want it, they mad that you got it. And the hater sees talent in you that you don't even see in yourself.
Yeah.
And they want to extinguish it before. The reason Black boys and girls, from the moment we're in first grade, get attacked and get the life beaten out of us, the reason school's telling us that we're not smart enough, is not because they think Black children don't have the possibility of being great. It's because they know that we do. It's like when you walk in feeling good, looking good, got your hair done, your new glasses on, they be like, "Oh shit, she thinks she cute." They don't say that. They only say that when they think you cute.
Yes.
Right?
So they know you popping.
Exactly. And so there's a way that the world sees something and they want to beat it out of you before you can recognize it in yourself, right? They said Black people were lazy but made us slaves. They said we were dirty but had them clean their houses. They said we were uncivilized yet we raised their children. They know who we are. And the moment we know who we are, we're going to be fine. And so I got up off that couch, that ground, not that day, but soon after, I made my way back to Philly. I worked a bunch of jobs, went to school a bunch of ways. And I eventually got back to school and eventually got back on track. And I asked, before I left though, I asked him, "But where do I go?" He said, "Home." Now, home might be your mama's house, might be your grandmama's house, might be your homie's house. James Baldwin in Giovanni's Room said, perhaps home is not a place, but rather an irrevocable condition. Think about home not as the place where you live. That's the house, right? As Luther's saying, a house is not a home, right? But you got to find a home. Some of y'all have lived in 20 houses and still never found a home.
Yep.
But home is where you're loved. Home is where you're cared for. Home is where you're protected. Home is where people believe in you. Home is where your identity is affirmed. And so you got to keep looking for home. You know, OIC of America is home. Your ally, it might be home. Your neighbor might be home. Your granny might be home. But we got to find home and then go toward it. Because when you get home, that's when you find yourself. That's where you find your joy. That's where you win. 2000, last thing I'll tell you, 2015, 18 years after I dropped out of Morehouse at the age of 18. 18 years after I dropped out, went back to school, went to Temple, went to Penn, got my PhD, kept grinding. 18 years after I dropped out, I got a call from the president of Morehouse. He called me and he was like, "We want you to come back and be a distinguished professor here." I said, "Come back where?"
You know.
He said, "Home." He said, "Come back home." And that's what we all got to do. Just find home and run toward it.
I totally agree. OIC is home for so many people. And one of the things that I am so proud of about our organization is that when people who we serve come in, they mess up. They don't do what we ask them to do. They leave. And we're just like, okay, so when you coming back? They know you can always come back to OIC. If you're in the program and you get bagged for something, violation, and as soon as you get out, you need to be calling the OIC, and a lot of them do, and then they come right back and say, "Okay, I messed up." I'm like, "Okay, you ready to get back on it? Okay, let's go. Let's finish your plan." And so I just love that concept of coming back home, where you're loved. And in your book, shout out to Mumia Abu Jamal.
Yes.
You wrote about Black love. And I love to talk about love after incarceration because, you know, we know you have to wake up every day to love yourself. But most times someone had to tell us that. Like you just don't innately know that. Someone has to say, "Hey, look, you have to practice self-love. You have to practice self-care. You have to give yourself affirmations." So how, and maybe you touched on a little bit about this in your book, but how can we help our participants as practitioners find healthy love after incarceration, after being hopeless and being told so many negative things? Love is, we know, is the crux of everything successful. So
I think about that wonderful book by Kiese Layman. It's a memoir. It's called Heavy. And in Heavy, he talks about this idea of good love, healthy choices, and second chances. That's what I think about all the time. Is how do we get good love, healthy choices, and second chances? What's good love? Good love is about the personal and the community and the structural, right? At the personal level, good love. Yeah, some of the time we think about good love, we just thinking like Anita Baker, right?
You get good love.
Right. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? As soon as Anita gives us permission, I'm gonna start playing the music again and cleaning the house, right? But there's a way that good love can be reduced to just sexual. It can be reduced to just something ephemeral, something passing, something romantic. Although that's important, we need all that, right? But good love is about people seeing you, people accepting you as you are. Doesn't mean it, as the old church folks say, "God, I love you just the way you are, but love you too much to leave you that way," right? We accept you as you are, but we want you to grow. We want you to be better. Good love affirms you. It sees who you are. It sees your mistakes. It sees your scars. It sees your bruises. It sees your fuck ups. It sees all of that, and still says you are worth loving. Every day you still are worth loving. I think about I'm sorry, I'm a TV nerd, but there's this moment in Mad Men. If y'all get a moment, watch Mad Men. There's a scene in Mad Men where Don Draper goes back and finds an old friend. I won't ruin the story for you. He meets a woman from a previous part of his life. She knows his real name, his real identity. She knows all the awful things he's done. And she looks up to him and says, I know everything about you, and I still love you. That's good love.
Because he was a down dirty dog, that Don Draper.
Right. If that's your real name, right? and yet, good love is people knowing that. Good love is people pouring into you. Good love is people affirming you. Good love is people challenging you, though. Good love doesn't mean that when you do something dumb, we pretend it's not.
Right.
Your friends ain't your friends if they tell you that dress cute or that or your homie tell you that haircut is cool. You know what I mean? If my homie tell me my haircut is cool and I got a big ass part going down the middle, don't look. You know what I mean? That you ain't my friend, right? Good love is also challenging us to be better. Again, loving us too much to leave us this way. But good love also comes in community, right? And socially, right? In the sense that good love is affirming to us that we are enough as we are, that my body is correct, that my face is okay, that the way I find God is acceptable, that the way and who I love is permissible and natural, right? It's affirming us fundamentally as human beings. But as someone once said, justice is what love looks like in public. So structurally, don't tell me you love me if you're not going to invest in me. Don't tell me you love me if when I come home as a returning citizen, I can't get a job. Don't tell me you love me if I can't call my family or I got to pay $5 a minute for a phone call, knowing that keep me from my family is one of the very things that makes me more likely to return to those dungeons and cages. Don't do that to me and say you love me. But the difference is America never said that it loved us. We got to say that to each other. We got to say that to ourselves. We got to love each other enough to fight for each other, to struggle for each other, and to invest in each other. But with those good loves comes healthy choices. See, once you have good love, once you experience good love, once you find it, then you're more inclined to make healthy choices.
Yes.
People make unhealthy choices because of a lack of access. Because there's no justice, right? There's no love in public. They make unhealthy choices because we're taught that we don't deserve anything better. How many of you have been in an unhealthy relationship because you thought you didn't deserve a healthy one? How many of you have put up with something that you shouldn't have put up with because you couldn't convince yourself that you deserved good love? So you took the incomplete love. You took the watered down love. But when given an alternative, we'll choose good love. And we'll make a healthy choice. But that healthy choice ain't just personal. That means in the hood, we can't just have liquor stores.
No.
We need community gardens. I shouldn't have to go 5 miles to get fresh fruit and vegetables. I shouldn't be food insecure. I need access to healthy choices. Yes, I should read the school books, but I should have some current books in them. And those books should look like me. Those stories should reflect the story of my people.
Yep.
Healthy choices. And I'm gonna fuck up.
It's gonna happen.
I'm going to. I promise you. Today ain't the first. I said I wasn't gonna cuss in the speech. I did that 4 times. And I probably got 3 more in me.
It's okay, we family.
But second chances. We have to love each other enough to give each other second chances. I own a black business. You know how many times people be like, if we're not late with coffee often, but if we a couple minutes late, they say, oh my God, this is why I don't go to black businesses. Meanwhile, y'all stay in a Starbucks for 4 hours.
Don't get me started.
Right? Every time we have a bad experience in a black business, first thing we say is, well, that's why I don't fuck with black business, right?
But you go to Walmart on Sunday morning, wait in line for 20, 30 minutes.
Exactly.
30. And you're there on Sunday.
Y'all walk around that little buzzer at the Olive Garden for 2 hours waiting to get seated, right? But a black restaurant make you wait 20 minutes? No. So my point is we got to give each other second chances. We have to affirm each other enough to know that we deserve second chances. We have to, as a community, believe that black people deserve beauty. Black people deserve grace. Black people deserve mercy. Black people deserve second chances. We also have to give those second chances structurally, because it's not fair for my brother or my cousin or my uncle to be sitting in prison for 20 years on weed when people in Denver are getting rich off weed legally right now.
Right now.
Where's my second chance? People are oftentimes white kids with opioid. Now it's an opioid addiction, right? Right. Well, there was dope fiends, and there was dope fiends back in my day, and we locked them up. We put them away when it was the war.
They were veterans.
Yep, absolutely, right.
On top of that.
But all of these things, right, for us was throw them away, lock them up, erase them. Now white people have opioid addictions, and we give them treatment. But to be clear, I don't want white people in prisons. I don't want the white people in cages.
Nope.
No. I want Laquita, Tanisha, Jamal, Man. I want them to get the same mercy and forgiveness and second chance that Becky and Wendy and Dorothy are getting right now. That's all I'm asking for.
That's it.
Second chances. And finally, you got to give yourself a second chance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We beat up on ourselves. We make mistakes. We've done harm. Our job is to restore the harm, to repair the damage done. You can't be like, that's the past. I ain't dealing with the past. That's what people say when they did shit fucked up to people and don't want to own it, right? No, own what you did. Repair the damage done. Restore the person to the extent that we can. Apologize, forgive them, be forgiven. All of that is part of the process. But at some point, you got to rely on them 10 words. I do not have to be what I once was.
Mm.
I do not have to be what I am now. And so that means you got to forgive yourself for the pain. You got to forgive yourself for the harm you've caused. You got to forgive yourself for the mistakes. You got to forgive yourself and get rid of the what ifs and start asking what now?
What now?
And we got to do that to each other. We got to give each other that same grace and mercy and love. And when we do that, we're going to get somewhere.
Love is definitely going to take us to where we want to go. And when we think about the program, so far we spoke to, I feel like we've been speaking to our participants a lot and sharing some nuggets for them. We have a lot of practitioners in the room. And I want to kind of give them some food for thought today before I let you go. SOAR, the name of our program, it stands for Skills and Opportunities for Achievement and Responsibility. And I want to focus a little bit on the responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
As a workforce development organization, we focus on job training, soft skills, job placement, vocational, educational supports. But when we think about the responsibility, a lot of times people want to put that on a personal responsibility, but I like to think of it more as a responsibility to your community. How do you enhance your community? We had Marvin and Crystal come on earlier. They were touched by the justice systems. Now they work in social services. And so I would love to hear your thoughts on responsibility to community. You have Uncle Bobby's.
Yes.
That is a responsibility to the community. The community needs a Black-owned bookstore. Point blank, period. Okay? And it's important. Now, I don't even want to get into the ignorance that's been happening with your store right now, but that's perseverance that I applaud you on, because I don't know how many people can deal with what you have to deal with having your own in the community. But can we talk about personal responsibility to community and entrepreneurship? How do we prepare our participants for that?
I think the first thing you have to do is recognize that there's a duty, right? That the idea of the self-made person is the biggest lie in American history. Nobody's self-made. All was supported by somebody, cared for by somebody, bailed out by somebody, forgiven by somebody. And so we have to always think about ourselves in relation to that community, that Ubuntu principle. I am because we are. So we start there. Then the question is, how can I create in the world something that leaves it better than I found it? That's the question I always ask. How can I leave the world better than I found it? For me, Uncle Bobby's was an opportunity to build a bookstore and a cafe inside a Germantown, because I felt like Black people deserve beauty. Black people deserve to have some dope shit that, like, you have to go to Chestnut Hill or downtown to Rittenhouse or even to Mount Airy to get, right? That you could be right in Germantown and get it. For me, that was important. And while I'm fortunate enough to be, it does well now, I didn't build it to make money. You don't open a bookstore in the 21st century to make money. There's a whole lot of stuff I could have opened. I could have opened a dispensary. You know what I'm saying?
You can make money off of that.
Yeah. But for me, it was, this is what my community needs, and this will leave the place better than I found it. I think, and I think about less from an entrepreneur perspective and more from the community engaged perspective. And that simply is, what can I do? You got to take care of your family. You got to take care of yourself. You got to be okay. You got to get yourself set, but also thinking, what can I give that leaves it better? That means you don't necessarily have to have a lot of money. You don't have to build something. You don't have to create something. You don't have to fund something. It might be going to the local school and reading to some kids. It might be just telling them, yo, I think you can do this. It might be doing violence interruption in your neighborhood, i.e. you the old head on the block now, and when you see some young boys about to rumble, you got to break it up, because if you don't, then it could get stupid because some of them can't fight and they pull out guns. Right? I mean, that's the kind, it could be at that level.
Yeah.
That's how we got to think about, community engagement. And community engagement is going to come with hits. Like you said, somebody broke in the shop last week, my shop last week. I'm in the middle of the hood. I don't overcharge for stuff. I give people jobs. I try to create opportunity, but it doesn't mean that somebody's not going to bust in the shop. But when somebody busted in the shop last summer, somebody broke through the window, went and registered, ain't taking that. We ain't got no money. I don't leave no money in there. And ain't nobody steal no books, right? So, it really was just the glass. But when I took that L, I knew who did it. I looked on the camera. I saw the two young boys that did it, right? So now, what's my responsibility to community? Right? I could rat. I could call the police. I'm not telling people not to contact police if they feel like they've been harmed and that's their only mechanism. I don't believe in that. That's not my approach to solving community problems as an abolitionist and as somebody from the hood. That's just not what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I went and found them. And we had to have some engaged, spirited interactions. But the same young man came into the shop 2 weeks ago. And I knew exactly who he was. He was looking at me. And he said, I want to apologize for what happened. I want to figure out how I can pay for this. And he said, this is what he said. He said, well, fuck me up about what you said to me. Because he said, you was talking crazy. He said, but what you said to me at the end, though, was what stuck with me. Because I also asked him, what do you need? Now I personally don't even remember asking him that, but it stuck with him. I was in another place. So, you know what I mean? I went to the ancestors that I did the right thing, but and I don't think anyone had ever asked him that before. As an abolitionist, the first question I always ask is, what do you need? Right? What would the world look like if everybody's needs were met? Not their wants, but their needs. Our job is to try to do that. So when I think about building a community, it's how do we put something in our community that helps meet the people's needs?
Okay.
I know we got to go. I'm sorry. I'm just
I think that's simple, but I love how you really gave context to how it shows up. It's interesting that you shared that story, and thank you for sharing that, because yesterday I was in a workshop and someone mentioned that you can change a life of a child in 30 seconds. All it takes is 30 seconds and you can change their whole trajectory. And what you shared, I think, is a perfect example of you may have changed that young man's life by just saying, what do you need? And that was less than 30 seconds to say that.
Maybe.
So, the gentleman who bumped you in the train station, that was less than 30 seconds for him to tell you to get out. Right. And you don't belong here. And so that is very powerful and meaningful to me. And I thank you for sharing that. So before I let you go, because I am looking at our time, is there what final thought or message would you like to give to our audience, or people who serve the community, those who are receiving services in the community? Is there a final thought that you want to share with them before I let you go?
I want I want everybody out there to know that if no one else has told you today, I love you. The folk at OIC love you. You are loved. And there are people in the world who are willing to support you, to be a stand for you. And don't be afraid to reach out for help and support. Don't be unwilling to be the help and support when it's your turn. And to never, ever give up on the idea that you can be better than you were yesterday. That you don't have to be who you are right now. And that we can together, not individually, but together build a tomorrow that's as dope as anything we've ever imagined.
Great. Thank you so much for those words. Before I let you go, though, I always let people know if you came on and you supported OIC, you are part of OIC family now.
Okay. I like that.
Philly, so you kind of like got OIC in your blood, Leon, in your blood anyway. But you are officially a member of the OIC family. We love you, Mark. Thank you so much. We're so proud of everything that you've been able to accomplish in your journey, and we look forward to supporting you and your endeavors going forward. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Peace.
Everyone, I'm gonna let Mr. Hill get back to his job, but I want to know how you feel about our talk today. Okay. We are going to give you an opportunity to participate in a poll. Share your thoughts on what you saw. So I got Kaya in the background. She's going to let us know how you can do that. We have this awesome poll, Slido. All you have to do is take out your smartphone, open your camera, and hover it over the QR code. In that, something will pop up on your screen for you to submit your response. And our question today is, if you could follow in Mark Lamont Hill's footsteps, what kind of business would you create to enhance your community? He talked about a lot of different ways that we can do things to really enhance our communities and meet the needs of the community. And so if you have any ideas from that discussion that will help your community, any ideas, we'd love for you to share it with us in this poll. Slido.com. If you don't have a smartphone, you can also go to slido.com and put in the code 991457, and boom, you'll be able to give us your thoughts. Okay. Awesome. So we'll let some of those responses come in. All right. But before we go to our next segment, which I know everybody's excited for and everyone is here to see, we would like to, one, congratulate all of our, we have some more responses here. A mental wellness center, a creative arts center, a tiny home community. A tiny home community is so important because we have a shortage of housing right now. And so we definitely could use a tiny home community in our community. So I love this. All right. So before we move on, I would like to, one, just pause for a second because we're recognizing our graduates, but there are some graduates that are not able to be with us today. Our communities are continuing to face epidemic, gun violence epidemic, apart from coronavirus. And so we really wanted to give a moment of silence for those participants who were involved with the OICs and SOAR, and they unfortunately had a sunset. So a moment of silence if everyone could join me. Thank you.
I go by the name of Chill Moody, representing West Philadelphia. One time for the OIC of America. Watch me soar. We gonna talk about perseverance, letting your light shine through those tough times, man. This right here is called Smile More. Let's go. Got a phone call from one of my mans. Said he was going through some things I probably wouldn't understand. He said he lived in fear, felt like the end was getting near. Figured that the least I could lend an ear and hear him out. Where I'm from, emotions you don't hear about. Typically we bottle that in, so he gon' air it out. Could've been on stage rocking with the rest of them. Lost grip when his vices got the best of him. I told him them problems too common where we grew at. They set us up for failure, and you already knew that the deck was stacked before you even got a chance to place your bets. Now you left with empty pockets where you place regrets. Feel like you facing death. You see us penthouse in a rooftop, and you ain't even left the basement yet. We were some wild wolves. I found purpose, dig deep, you gon' find yours. In that very moment, you gon' smile more. I just wanna see you smile more. Know it's rough in these times, we all going through the grind, but you holding in your light, let it shine. I just wanna see you smile more. I just wanna see you smile more. I know it's rough in these times, we all going through the grind, but you holding in your light, let it shine. I just wanna see you smile. Said I just wanna see you smile. The conversation continued, figured it's only right we got into the fact that you don't know what I've been through, you don't know what I've gone through, don't know our stories, one and the same. Lost ones caught running from pain, I ran towards it, spin that mirror around, I see you quick to turn, reflect, quicker you'll learn, the quicker you'll earn. Switch your focus to some different concerns, you had a shot, make sure your kids get a turn, it's never too late. Have purpose in whatever moves that you make. Earn them stripes when you let them know that you great. Don't ever lose faith, and nah, don't take this as me preaching to you. I ain't above you, by your side, this is me reaching to you. These words will guide you, take them and apply to whatever that's inside you that drives you. I got you on a divine course. I found awareness, dig deep, you gon' find yours. In that very moment, you gon' smile more. I just wanna see you smile more. I know it's rough in these times, we all going through the grind, but you holding in your light, let it shine. I just wanna see you smile more. I just wanna see you smile more. I know it's rough in these times, we all going through the grind, but you holding in your light, let it shine. I just wanna see you smile.
That is nice, thanks. I'm smiling. Can you tell why I'm smiling? Do you know why I'm smiling? I'm smiling because of our next guest. Our next guest is, I want to say I'm speechless, but I can't say I'm speechless because I'm supposed to introduce him, so I'm going to do that. In 1989, at just 15 years old, Dr. Yusuf Salam was tried and convicted in the Central Park jogger case, along with 4 of his other friends. The exonerated 5 spent between 7 to 13 years, behind bars for crimes they did not commit until their sentences were overturned in 2002. Since then, they've received a multi-million-dollar settlement from the city of New York for its injustice and have been profiled in award-winning films. Shout out to Ava DuVernay for her documentary, if you will, or film, I should say, When They See Us. Over the past 2 decades, Dr. Yusuf Salam has become a family man, father, poet, activist, and inspirational speaker. He continues to utilize his platform to share his story with others and educate the public about the impact of mass incarceration and police brutality rooted in our justice system. He is a recipient of a Lifetime Award from President Barack Obama, and more recently shared his story on CNN, MSNBC, Revolt TV, but more importantly, he is with us at OIC of America. Let me welcome Dr. Yusuf Salam. Yes.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for having me. And it's definitely a pleasure being here with you all.
Yes. Thank you so much. I am just so thrilled to have you here. I've seen the film. I watch the documentaries, and to have you here with me and being a practitioner in this space and working for communities, those who've been impacted by the justice system, I can't tell you how overwhelmed I feel to be able to share your journey with our participants. So thank you. Thank you.
Oh, listen, it's a pleasure because it's weird as it may seem to be seen in today's light, kind of in a celebrity, so to speak, way, you know, and also be in the space of civil rights, human rights, activism, and all of that, you know, given the fact that we were run over by the spikes of justice almost 32 years ago now. But we're able to use this platform that they created this platform for us. We took to the stage, and we rocking the mic now, and we letting everybody know, speaking truth to power, what's really going on with regards to the criminal justice system in America and how we can make change that breaks generational curses.
Awesome. So today is about our participants telling their own stories. And I could tell your story. We've seen the story, but I would love to give you an opportunity to share your story, to be able to give your own take for those who may not know, who may not be familiar. Can you talk to us a little bit about your journey and how you are now Dr. Yusuf Salaam?
Absolutely. So I want to begin perhaps with telling you that I was awakened to a nightmare at the age of 15. And being awakened to the nightmare that often has been talked about by my hero, Malcolm X, I never imagined that America would be the America that we experience today collectively, right? And so as we fight these pandemics of global proportions, Black and brown bodies have always been fighting for their lives since their birth. And here it is, 15 years old, I'm awakened to this nightmare, arrested and charged with a crime that I had not committed along with my comrades. We became a sacred brotherhood through this process. But the best thing about this particular story is that they didn't know who they had. They had planned a plan that allowed slavery to continue by another name as it relates to us, right? They wanted us to be in the box that they had put us in and really defined for Black and brown bodies. But it was our opportunity to take everything that they were trying to give us and say, no, we refuse. 6 months into my prison bid, I did 5 to 10. I was doing a 5 to 10 prison bid for this crime that I had not committed. Did 7 years out of that particular bid. But 6 months into my bid, an officer walked up to me and he asked me a simple question. And this question changed the total trajectory of my life. His question to me was, who are you? And that's a question that I ask most people, right? Because once you really find out who you are, it's almost about uncovering purpose. Because we're fighting and struggling to figure out, why are we here? What are we supposed to be doing? Who are we? And I said to him at that particular point in time, I said, I'm Yusuf Salaam, one of the guys they accused of raping the Central Park jogger, but I didn't do it. And to my surprise, he said, I know that. He said, I've been watching you. You're not supposed to be here. Why are you here? Who are you? Years later, I got the opportunity to look back at that and really put it into a different kind of context. Because when you're walking through hell, you can't see it. You can't see the path. All you're doing is trying to figure out how you keep praying so that your prayers are answered by you moving your feet forward. But when I look back, I realized that this story that was such a grievous time in my life and my family's life actually became a love story between God and his people. It was an opportunity for the criminal justice system to be toppled and placed on its side in order to produce a miracle in modern time. It's a story of resilience, of how people can be buried alive and forgotten, and how the system can forget that we are seeds. And it's also a story of being able to get back up, right? I didn't get the opportunity yet to hear it knocked me down 9 times.
I think we might be a little choppy on the connection on my end. I'm seeing it. So we're going to give
Yikes.
Dr. Salaam. Okay, there we go.
Right.
We're back. It's okay.
Okay, cool.
You know, we all been remote, so we're used to the flickering.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you finish your statement.
yeah. I was just gonna say that this really
Oh man,
opportunity for not only.
Oh, I think you paused again, sir. But it's okay because we're gonna give him a second to jump back in.
Oh shucks.
It's okay.
Often caused by unstable. This is like so weird.
It's okay. It happens. It is like totally.
I'm wondering if it's me, because there was a tornado that came through this area. I'm in the Atlanta, Georgia area, so.
Oh yes.
But
you're back now. So
yeah, I'm seeing choppiness as well. I'm not really sure what's going on. I have a gigabit internet connection. That's why I'm kind of like, what's going on is kind of strange.
Well, we're going to let you go ahead. Actually, I did have one question for us to pivot to, and maybe we can get to that while your internet is in our favor.
Yes.
So a lot of the people watching are returning citizens. They've been incarcerated or touched by the system. Trauma is underneath everything that we deal with in our work. Can you talk to us a little bit about the coping skills and things that you developed to deal with the trauma experience from your incarceration? Any tidbits or gems you can give our folks for that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the biggest gems came from our Shiro, Dr. Maya Angelou. And what she said, which was really important in terms of us being healers through the trauma that we've experienced, she said, you should be angry, but you must not be bitter. She said, bitterness is like a cancer. It eats upon the host. It doesn't do anything to the object of its displeasure. And then she teaches us how we can become alchemists. How can we turn this into gold? She says, use that anger. You dance it. You march it. You vote it. She said, you do everything about it. And then she said, you talk it. Never stop talking it. I found out that the person who can articulate the issue, the problem, the pain point that they have gone through ceases to become a victim, but becomes the victor. And so being able to share your story in such a way that you begin to find the silver lining, I think, is important, right? Because we all go through something. But when we realize that it's us growing through something that makes the difference, that's how we become survivors. That's how we become the strongest. That's how we get knocked down 9 times and get up 10.
Mm-hmm. That leads me to my next question around advice someone has given you. I hear that you are well read, and I'm sure that you've been able to learn a lot about how to cope with a lot of these things and what to do. But was there a moment outside when you came home where someone said something to you and it really helped make your reintegration smoother for you to help heal?
Absolutely. I had the awesome opportunity to meet Les Brown. And I never forget, Les Brown, he said, you were born on purpose and you were born with a purpose. And the reason why I can prove this to you is because when your mother and father got together, you were one of over 400 million options. And God chose you. And if God chose you, that was a purposeful choosing. And in that purpose, there had to be a reason for you to be brought about. And so the beautiful thing about that is that thinking about that and marrying it with something that Dr. King said. Dr. King said, when you find your purpose in life, do it as if God himself called you to do it at this very moment. And instead of giving us a grand idea of what that could be, the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, a millionaire, a billionaire, he said, if your purpose in life is to be a street sweeper, sweep the streets like Michelangelo painted pictures, like Beethoven composed music, like Leoton Price sang before the opera. In other words, be excellent. Like we have to show up in our lives in such a powerful way that we don't pull to the side of the road of life and not even turn our blinkers on, right? We have to be able to participate so full in our lives that we live full so that we can die empty. That's what the choice that we have in front of us is. The society and the system of oppression has replaced our ability to choose for ourselves with the definition that they want to give us. And a lot of times that definition, if you go into any marginalized community, any Black and brown community, and ask them, what is the outlook of your prospects? What's the prospects of your outlook on life? You will hear them say things like, man, we don't expect to be alive past the age of 21. We expect to be either dead or in jail. My question is this: who gave you that thought? Who planted that seed of technology in your minds for you to accept it? And so we have to collectively refuse, because there's a higher purpose for us. Our purpose is to change the world. Our purpose is to be movers and shakers. Our purpose is to give every definition of worthlessness back to a system that sees no value in us, because we have to begin to see value in ourselves psychosocially. We have to remind ourselves that we matter. And if we remind ourselves that we matter, as we begin to climb back into the world, out of the womb of America, the belly of the beast, we give ourselves the best opportunity, the best chance.
And when you talk about purpose and best chances, when I think about, okay, you're a doctor now, right? Was that, we just talked to Mark Lamont Hill, and he said his dream was to be a basketball player. He wanted to play ball, and today he has walked a different path. Did you always feel like, hey, I wanted to be an educator, motivator, doctor in this sense? Was that the purpose you always felt that you had for yourself?
So I'm a graphic designer. That's something that was given to me by the creator. I never learned how to draw. I just have that ability inside of self. This ring that I have on my hand is a ring that I created and designed and gave to my jeweler and said I need it done this exact way. Mm-hmm. That question that was asked of me in prison led me on a journey to self-discovery. And in the self-discovery, I found out that, when people think about sacred birth, they hear things like people having baby naming ceremonies, parents looking at the child for 7 days, things like that. Where in the community that I was born into, we didn't have a baby shower. We had a baby naming ceremony 7 days after I was born. My parents were to observe me to try to figure out who has come. And on the 7th day, when they brought me in front of the community and told them who I was, they said, he will be known as Yusuf Idris Fadl Abdus Salam. Now, mind you, I never knew what that meant. My mother would say, your name's Yusuf. I would say, people would ask me, hey, what's your name? I would say Yusuf. Sometimes people would mess it up because of, we thought back in the days, people had a speech impediment. So sometimes people would say Joseph, and I would say, no, Yusuf. What I'm saying? Matter of factly, it wasn't until prison that I found out that Yusuf means God will increase, that I found out that Idris means the teacher, that I found out that Fa'adl is with justice and that Salam is peace. So here I am in prison going through this nightmare of a situation, finding out that my parents named me God will increase the teacher with justice and peace. When I tell you my eyes opened wide, my heart, it began to beat rapidly. Like everything I did in prison is a teachable thing, right? Earl Nightingale says, we become what we think of most of the time. So imagine in the Black and brown communities, they cease to give you a fighting chance by making you look at things that look like worthlessness. The outlooks look bleak. We don't think about what a Nipsey Hussle did, where he looked in his own community, not wanting to escape, but said, I'm going to plant my seeds in the soil here so that my children's children can be able to sit under the shade of these palm trees. And it's about that. It's about that, right? Finding that purpose so that you can show up in the life that you have been given to be a light in the darkness so that you can eradicate it.
Awesome. That is, I just got so many chills there with it's so much in a name. And I think that's one of the things that's been stripped from our culture. The power and the power that we placed on names back in the motherland, and just really thinking about how to manifest that, right? And so I love how you shared the exploration and just finding and then manifesting that in your real life. I think is just so powerful. I have some other questions, but I wanted to give people an opportunity in who's watching today to ask you a question. I just wanted to let everyone know, if you do have a question for Dr. Salam, please put it in the chat. We are going to take a look at those and pose some of those questions to you. I do have one question from one of our staff members, Diamond. Shout out to Diamond Henry. She loves your book, Punch in the Air. And one of the questions that she asked was, did you feel that although you have been exonerated, what did you perceive the public's reaction being exonerated, and how did that impact your transition into the general population?
So the only way that I can truly explain or answer that question is by giving you a juxtaposition. You have to understand that the way that we were introduced to the world, we were introduced in 1989 with over 400 articles written about us, criminalizing us, tearing apart our lives. That was a tsunami that we weren't supposed to survive. 2 weeks into that tsunami, Donald Trump takes out a full-page ad that you can see in the back of me, that I have a smaller example of that here. He takes out a full-page ad calling for the death penalty specifically for our case. We go to prison. We had not done this crime. Raymond Santana and Kevin Richardson are perhaps the two most powerful, potent examples of having not done the crime, because they get arrested that night. This woman lost 3/4 of her blood. She was bludgeoned after being raped violently. And they had no evidence that they were even in the park, right? 13 years goes by. And in 2002, perhaps maybe one of the only articles juxtaposed 13 years later of the 400 articles written about us, demonizing us. In 2002, the truth comes out. And it comes out as a whisper. My mother said she wondered if the rats in New York City had even heard. Right? Now, this was on the front page of the Daily News. This is one of the jurors who says we got the wrong kids. Now, the collateral effect that has to be understood is that as they went after us, even though the evidence proved otherwise, one of his last victims was a young.
Cutting out for us again. What a cliffhanger, huh, guys? It always happens when it's a good cliffhanger. While we wait for Dr. Salam to reconnect. It's okay.
Yeah, I saw it stopping. But one of his last victims was a young pregnant Latina woman who could have been alive today had the system said something is wrong with this case. You know, she could have been enjoying her family. She could have been enjoying her unborn child and the other children that she had with her husband. But the system got stuck with that mistake. So the bittersweetness is what I'm trying to explain in terms of this juxtaposition.
Sure.
The system didn't readily say we messed up. It took another 12 years after 2002 for them to even give us crumbs off the table. We sued in that process for $50 million each. They gave us $41 million total. 1/3 of that goes to paying legal fees.
Right.
My family, our families sued as well. Hundreds of millions of dollars in those lawsuits. They didn't give them a dime for having run over them with the spike wheels of justice as well. And so to be on this side of life is bittersweet. Even though we've gotten our roses, we're getting collectively embraced by society. But the system that ran over us, the system that harmed us, never apologized. And so we had to move forward without the apology. We had to forgive a system who never apologized so that we could remove ourselves from the ball and chain that was holding us back from being excellent, from being great, from being all that we were supposed to be.
Yeah, that definitely, I like that spike wheels of justice. I picked up on that too. I love, I'm going to use that one. I'll credit you when I mention it later on. But I really find it's hard to say, I find your story inspirational or impactful, because I feel like half of it is just horrifying, right? But then the other half is, you're here with us and this light has been shined on the system, and there's more dialogue, right? There's more conversation. People are more open to really making an impact. And so I'm grateful for your voice and being able to help us with this shift in the culture. Can we talk a little bit about what's next for you? What's on the horizon? I know that you're writing and you're supporting the Innocence Project. So can we talk a little bit about what's next for you and what we can look out for?
Absolutely. What I will say is May 18th. Just be on the lookout. Something great is going to happen. I can give you a taste of it by telling you that when I was 16, I was convicted. And when I was convicted, they asked me to stand before the court if I had anything to say before they sentenced me. And this is what I said when I was 16. I said, I'm not going to sit here at your table and watch you eat and call myself dinner. Sitting here at your table doesn't make me dinner, just like being here in America doesn't make me an American. Let us begin. Stress is the anger that is built up inside. Rage is the anger that is no longer built. Taking on a sucker that soon you have killed. American free will doesn't mean you can kill. And take another person's life, you live your life trife. I'm a skill builder, so on skills I do build. Created giving knowledge to this wise black man, soon to enhance my words across the land. I'm a smooth type of fellow, cool, calm, and mellow. I'm kind of laid back, but now I'm speaking so that you know. Got used and abused and even was put on the news without clues. Some gave clues, selling out like fools. Now check it. Who did what and who did who in? Put in a situation that you don't know what to do, and some brothers go wildin'. We're not down with them. Who would have thought I'd have to lock in? I stand accused. That's just a little taste of something that's going to be released in addition to something else that's going to be released May 18th of this year. Keep your eyes peeled. It's going to be amazing. You already know about Punching the Air, this amazing book that E.B. Zaboy and myself co-authored. This is the first book that I ever wrote, Words of a Man, My Right to Be, that is exclusively being sold on my website, yusufspeaks.com. But Punching the Air is being sold everywhere books are being sold. My next book is going to be sold everywhere books are being sold as well. So I can't wait to really, see the public's response to that one. It's going to be amazing.
Awesome. Well, I see you got the rhymes. Okay, Dr. Salam, I see you got the rhymes. Well, we appreciate. Thanks for sharing that talent with us. Everybody make sure you check out his book. Follow him on all the social media handles. I'm looking at our time and I know it's winding down, but before I let you go, you are a part of the OIC family officially, okay?
Thank
Once
you.
Once you with us, you down, okay?
Yes, indeed.
But we, in all honesty, we love to continue to engage with you, support what you're doing to improve our communities. We want to definitely continue the relationship. And thank you again for everything that you've done, everything that you shared with us about your life that could be considered your deepest, darkest secrets. We appreciate your transparency and willingness to share and your support for sure.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you. You have a great afternoon. I'm going to let Dr. Salam go. You guys show him some love. Show him some love. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. That was great. I love that. I'm still kind of just after this, maybe I'll realize like, okay, that actually just happened, but that was a wonderful, wonderful treat for us. I've been doing a lot of talking. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to show you some of the participant stories that we have. Really great people. Shout out to Wilson OIC, Clark County OIC, Tri-County OIC, Philadelphia OIC. Love the work that you all did on this last project. And so without further ado, we'll move on to our next share and we'll be right back. Thanks.
My name is Chase Bridgers, and I am SOAR. It was a halfway house I was going to because I was in a bad situation and I needed some help. So the director of that home pointed me here. What made me join SOAR? The people. It was always the people. I was facing jail time. I was struggling with drug addiction. I was struggling with being an alcoholic. I was struggling with a lot of different things. And it just, when I came here, it felt right.
Thanks. What made your life?
The biggest impact? Mentorship.
Mentorship.
They taught me how to be a man. They taught me how to live. They taught me how to fight. What were some of the things the staff helped me with?
Yes.
One of the biggest things was my attitude. The director here, she really knew how to put people in their place. She still scares me some days. But yeah, my biggest thing was my attitude, how I looked at things, how I treated people. I didn't even look nobody in the eye. I didn't want to look nobody in the eye. I didn't think I had that right to. What I'm most proud about, in all reality, I remember a few years ago I helped Mr. Du with his GED class. I was so happy. I was like, I can finally do something. I can finally put my smarts to use besides selling dope or doing something stupid. This place brings people together. The program brings the community together, black, white, Latino, it doesn't matter. It brings a community that was broken and put it back together.
Hi, my name is Noah Waters, and I am SOAR. The biggest contribution SOAR made to my life was just that initial getting my feet off the ground and getting me back into a working environment so that I could take care of my family, my daughter who was soon to be born at the time. What I'm most proud of now that I've concluded the program is that I have a nice career path lined up for me. My daughter is well taken care of. She just turned 2. She's advanced for her age. Like, everything's been going well. And if I didn't get that first job through SOAR, I wouldn't be where I am now. Once I completed SOAR, change in myself I saw was definitely a lot more confident, and I was a lot more willing to try new opportunities because this opportunity came out of the blue and it was a life-changing one. So now I don't like to just let little opportunities slide by without at least checking them out. Continuing the legacy of Dr. Sullivan to me means continuing what he was trying to build upon, bringing economic opportunities and prosperity to people who might not be able to have those privileges growing up or might have certain bumps in the road in their life and they feel like they can't get by that.
All right. Thank you so much to Tri-County OIC and Wilson OIC and Clark County OIC for sharing some of the success that you have seen in your participants. We are wrapping the event up. We're closing out and we want to know how you feel. We want to know how participating has made you feel since you've been with us over the last hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes, 15 seconds. Any of that is qualified to share with us. Pull out your smartphone, okay? You can open up your camera, hover over the QR code there. It's really cool. A link's going to pop up. You click on that link. Slido is going to pop up, and then you can answer the polls. Really simple, really easy. If you don't have your smartphone and you're watching on another device, you can easily go to slido.com, type in the code 991457, and you will be able to share your thoughts with us. So we'd love to see what you're thinking and hear what you're thinking. But while you all are doing that, I want to do a roll call, because it's been a while since I've done that, and I wanted to know who's with us, what OICs are with us right now, who's joined us. I know we had Washington OIC, we had Philly OIC, Wilson OIC, Rocky Mount OIC in North Carolina. For those of you who don't know, we have an OIC in Miami, Florida. We have one in New Orleans. Shout out to our team there. Oklahoma City. Okay. Oklahoma, are you with us today? We've got Job Train. Shout out to Job Train on the West Coast. HAP. We love HAP in Minnesota. We have Summit Academy OIC in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, both St. Paul, Minneapolis. American Indian OIC, Dakota. Love our family there in Minneapolis. And so we've got OICs all over the country, guys. So is this your first time hearing about OIC and you know someone who needs support, dislocated workers, veterans, you need health services, education services, alternative school services, we have all of those things available at different OICs. So we encourage you to go to oicofamerica.org. You can follow us at OIC of America on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Okay. And Patterson, we have an OIC in Patterson, New Jersey. I'm looking at the roll call here. Yes. So they are all over, and support your local OIC, volunteer your local OIC, donate to your local OIC, because they are really doing the good work on the ground. Okay. So without further ado, I want to thank everybody who participated in our poll. It'll still stay open, so you'll have a chance to continue to add your thoughts. But I have to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who took time out of your busy week to join us. And most importantly, thank you to the crew. So I want to bring up Kaya CC, our marvelous, wonderful technical director in the background. Kaya is a program manager here at OIC of America, overseeing our youth programming. And Kaya, you are amazing. Thank you for your support. And I also want to thank Fly Girl, Miss Stacy Wilson. Sorry. Thank you, Stacy, for all your help helping us put on a fabulous event. Just wonderful graphics. Thank you so much. I love you, ladies. We're a great team. Shout out to Diamond. Shout out to Kate, our other OICA staff members holding us down in the chat. Everybody who's been engaged and participating, we love you all. We are going to close out with a very special treat by the one and only Miss Fly Girl. For those of you who don't know, her art is phenomenal. And so we want to thank you all. You don't have to leave. Check out this next presentation, and you all have a fabulous, fabulous weekend. Thank you. Thank you.
On this day, there will be no talk of war or politic or disaster or death. Love is alive today, so we will speak only of love. There will be only love on tongue and lip and in heart and thought. And it won't be that Hollywood type of love, not TV love, not dime store novel love, and certainly not mainstream music love. 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 You know, love. Love that has been worked on, like gardens and term papers. Love that has been nurtured, like children, and, well, like children. Love that falls, crashes even, burns, but dusts off, fixes up, and rises, more brilliant than before. Phoenix love, yeah, Phoenix love. So let us speak only of love, healing love, no herbal or over-the-counter love, real healing love, like God love, like mother's love, lover's love, child's love, like best friend love, and change the world love, human love, humans love, love soft, love hard, but just love. Enjoy this new garden. Work on it together, and it will be perennial. It will grow year to year. It will be beautiful. It will win blue ribbons and everything. Folks will come from far and wide just to see it and wish they had it. Had this kind of garden.